Another example using a grading curve to name a coarse soil under the unified soil classification system. So once again, we've got particle size against percents finer. This will allow, we've also got the liquid limit and the plastic limit, and all this information will allow us to draw a soil grading curve where we just plot the corresponding points and join them up. So here would be our grading curve. The first thing we need to do, as always, is look at our flowchart and determine the amount passing through 0.075 millimeters. So if we come back to our table, this critical value of 0.075, 20% has passed through. So if 20% has passed through, it means 80% has been retained. So 80% of particle sizes greater than 0.075 millimeters has been retained, which tells us we're dealing with a coarse material because the majority has particle sizes 0.075 millimeters. Okay, so we know we can come down this branch because we're dealing with a coarse material. We then need to work out whether the majority of what has been retained, so the majority of that 80%, is the majority of that sand or is the majority of that gravel. So we come to our grading curve and we highlight the sand spectrum and the gravel spectrum. So I'll do the sand in orange. So the sand ranges from 0.06, which is there, to 2, which is up there. So I highlight all that region. So that's all sand. And everything above 2 to 6, so from 2 to 60, we're going to go up to 60. But from 2 upwards, all that, which is in yellow, is gravel. Okay, so you can see that the majority of what is being retained is in the sand spectrum. So that allows us to come down our flowchart to the S. So we've now picked up an S. Now this is where the example is going to be different to the previous video. The amount finds, so the percent less than 0.075. So 0.075, 20% pass through. Okay, so if 20% pass through, 20% is greater than 12%. So we're going to come down this branch. So now we need to work out whether we're going to pick up an M or a C. And the way we do that is we have to come to back to our plasticity chart. So we know that for the plasticity chart, the critical values we need are the liquid limit and the plasticity index. So we have been given the liquid limit is equal to 80, and we can work out the plasticity index as 80 minus 60. So the liquid limit minus the plastic limit, which is 80 minus 60, which is 20. So we can now come and plot these points. So the liquid limit is 80, so that's there, and the plasticity index is 20. So 80 against 20 would take us to a point there. Now when we're dealing with coarse materials, we don't take both the letters. We just take the first letter. So everything below this A line, so everything down here, we would just take M, and everything above the A line, we would just take C. Okay, so that's all we do. So I'll do that in red just to highlight it more. Everything below this line, the A line, we take an M, and everything in blue, so everything above that line, we just take a C. So we just take the first letter. So because we were at a point 80, 20, we would just take an M, which means that we can now define our clay, because we've taken an M, as an SM clay. So we have a sand and an M. Okay, so we can say that our clay is defined as an SM. Anyway guys, hope that helps. I hope you can see the difference between this and the previous video. In the previous video we came down this branch, in this video we came down this branch, and in the next video I'm going to do, we're going to come down this branch, which is the hardest one I think you guys could get. Anyway guys, hope that helps.